Greetings, welcome to the Power of Purpose with me, Anton NM. Another day of inspiration. Today I want to talk to you about the signs. The signs. The sign has always been on the door. If you're being a jumper in the airplane and you get into an airplane and the pilot flies high, there's a certain stage where it is safe for you to jump, and then the pilot will tell you now it's time to jump, and they open up the door, you jump and you pull off the parachute and you will fly and land safely. But the moment you jump before the time or after the time, there are consequences to it. Now in our life, often we get signs when to jump off from the comfort into a temporary discomfort that will lead you to the greater comfort. And often we don't take heed of these signs. I remember my friend often say, Chris Eugene Teller would say, Anton, when he writes a book or a film or poetry, he would always talk 90% of his life, and that is all I know. I've learned lessons in my life, and I'll tell you part of it is that I once worked for a company for about 10 years. It was a very difficult process, and after 10 years I left, and my other friends who were doing their own business or their own lives, by the time I finished working for that company, I found out that maybe I could have been far just like my friends, or I could have achieved something better if I was working on my own, or if I decided to work for another company. Nevertheless, in that 10 years, I learned valuable lessons, tools and skills that brought so much success that could not be visible to people or could not be tangible in terms of material success. But in terms of mentor, in terms of leadership, in terms of skills, in that 10 years, I learned so much. But when the time comes for you to jump off the plane and switch on your parachute, I'm telling you, you better jump, because the signs are always on the door. The challenge with most of us is that sometimes we overstay when whatever you are supposed to learn in that place, in that organization, maybe in that relationship, has lapsed. You know, you have gone beyond time, you have overstayed, and you end up injuring those around you and also harming yourself in the process. Because why? When the time has come for you to jump off the parachute, you better jump. One of the concepts is that we get too much comfortable with certain things. Sometimes we get too comfortable with things that are not going well, but because we are so much attached to it for a long period of time, and we have become familiar with every angle, every reaction, every action, we don't want to try something else. Now, wherever you are at this moment, life is giving you signals, and it might be scary because you're about to jump and you don't know whether the parachute you are carrying works. So now you're busy debating in your head, what if I jump and I land on rocks, or I die, or whatever I have, whatever plan or skills, it doesn't work. You will never know unless you jump. Everything in life, my friend always say, everything in life is a risk. If you don't jump, it's a risk. If you jump, it's a risk. If you start a business, it's a risk. If you don't start, it's a risk. There is nothing to life that doesn't have a risk. So I would rather take a calculated risk. Even if I fall, even if I fail, better I tried. I tried to move in something that I thought it was progressive, positive direction. Because the signs where I am, they're telling me the time is due. It's time to jump and try to walk on water. I know you might say, what about the law of gravity? This thing nobody has ever tried. Everybody who has ever tried has drowned and have been swallowed by the crocodiles. You don't want to walk in unexperienced waters. But you could be the first one who's going to break all rules that people have set up on people or even on yourself. So try to jump out of your comfort zone into a discomfort that shows you your potential, that shows you your possibilities, that shows you the power from within you. You need to trust yourself that when you jump, even if you break off your leg, you will survive and you will get better. But most of us, even after we have seen the signs, we often refrain. We will try to be comfortable in discomfort. We try. This is not working, but I've been here for a while. This direction is not working, but I've walked with these people for a while. I've been with these people for a while, but it's not working. I know it's not working, but maybe you are busy gambling with your life. It's try and error, and you have seen it over and over and over and over that where I am, it's a comfortable that is discomfort. So you would rather jump out of your comfortable that is discomfort because you're not progressing and you're not getting any better, and jump into a discomfort that at least promises you a progressive and a better tomorrow. Everywhere when you look around us, we have signs, and each one of us have been given intuition, an instinct from within that over and over tells you it's time to turn to the left or it's time to turn to the right. But because of how we are raised, how we are mentored, how we have been brought up, we would rather hold on to a rock, to a stick that is dead, than cross over to the other side and plant a new tree that will blossom with time, that will produce fruits with time. But you are busy spending years and hours on this dried tree. You know the roots are dried. There are no leaves, no fruits, season in, season out. But you are still there. As you are listening to me, things have happened in your life. Financially, relationship, workplace, everything is a sign to you that try something else. Right now, we are in the world where the only thing you are guaranteed is your own personal business. Government job is not guaranteed. Anything else that you are hired to do, you can be fired. The company can close. As people say, future is possible if only you create it and you prepare for it. Future anything you envisioned, your plan in your life, is very much possible if you create it. And you can't create it from where you are. You need to take a leap of faith. Jump from the boat, try to walk on water. Jump from the plane, and you see that your parachute can hold you. But you never know when you continue living in procrastinating, you continue living in doubt, in fear. So all these are chains holding you. And your friends, your family says, you know, you better be with us here. You can't go further than this. And they'll tell you, do not try new things. Or they'll tell you, we have tried that part, it doesn't work. You have the size. You need to jump off.